often than not, it's a 60s bungalow, one apartment upstairs, one apartment downstairs. We force value with a very predictable rental cost, and then we refinance at a very predictable ARV. And this is the nice thing about this model, right? So a proven model for success. What do we want to see in our investments? We want to see them be controllable, right? So a single family detached home, very controllable. We have the ability to renovate that, turn it into 2 units. We can gut it. We can put a light rental. We have all kinds of flexibility. We want it to be repeatable. So we've been repeating this model for years and years, and the province has been allowing us and making that easy by taking away development costs. I say easy. I mean, it's everything takes effort. So I don't want to, easier, yeah, relatively speaking. And so we want it to be repeatable. We want it to be predictable. And that's where the purchase and the reno and the ARV are so good in this model. The renovations that we do here don't have a whole bunch of variation. It's not like a century home or a heritage home where the renovation, it's high risk, high reward relatively. These are very vanilla. They're very cookie cutter. You do one after the other. We're able to force up the value significantly by changing the use from a single to a double. And now we can have a model that is predictable and repeatable, and eventually, a little tongue in cheek, but it gets boring, right? You're just doing the same thing over and over again. The exciting part of it is the wealth that you build. I kind of jokingly say, if I want excitement, I'll go bungee jumping. If I want wealth, I'll do a BRRRR model with second suites and build wealth that way. So now the next 10 years is going to be, again, back to the SDUs and the third unit in what is sometimes now through a garden suite done in the backyard, right? An additional dwelling unit outside of the main building. So what we have the benefit of doing right now, again, how do we find good deals in a market that's this competitive? A bunch of this is how we view the landscape. And that's what I'm doing contextually as I kind of paint this picture to say, okay, there's what's been going on for the last little while. Now let's look ahead. The SDUs are going to trend almost identically to how second suites did. And then if we were to look ahead even beyond that, I would say not only is there going to be an additional dwelling unit back there, but if we position it right, I bet you the province is going to allow us to put in a second unit in that dwelling unit as well. Now we've got 4 units on that property. So this feeds into the next kind of view of the landscape of, okay, what do we do in the next 10 years and how do we find good deals? Well, as I define good deals, I want it to work today. That's a must. And I want it to, more than that, I really want to position the investment to be profitable and have huge future use, right? And that's where these SDUs come in and looking forward. Now we have the benefit of looking at how second suites trended again over the last 5-10 years, and we can fairly reliably predict how this is going to go as we roll out the SDUs. So there's a few different ways to do these. So these are allowed in many of the municipalities throughout the GTA already. And so